We are going to breaking news now in the same story. The first photo of the passenger that we're talking about in the auto rickshaw case, he has now been found. Remember, we're going to put out that photo for you in a second, but I do want to point out to you, initially it was hard to confirm the identity of this person because of the injuries he was possibly suffering. Now, I want to go over to my colleague Ritu. Ritu, I am not able to see this photo too clearly, though we are showing it to our audiences on our screens right now. Can you describe the photo and tell us, with this photo and after having met the passenger, are police now able, since we've given our audiences the name of the passenger, we've given them some identity, are police satisfied with what they've found so far? Because I know who the auto rickshaw passenger was. That was a very big question yesterday.
Well, you see, this is the first photo that has come out of which has been suspected of being a passenger's picture itself, but we'll have to wait for the official confirmation to come in from the police itself, because it's been seen that it's becoming difficult for them to identify as well, because the kind of the injuries, the burn injuries that the suspected accused had survived. So that's one point, that the challenging point for the cops as well, because you see the relatives of the suspected accused were being rushed from the Shivamogga to the Mangalore for the identification. But yes, the family members too have been finding it difficult because of the 50% of the burn, and mainly the injuries on his face and the hand and the leg part as well. So this is something that is making rounds right now.
Did you say that the police is yet to confirm that this photo is of the passenger? Do we have a confirmation that this is a photo of the passenger?
Well, see, this is the picture that is making round, but yes, we'll have to wait for an official confirmation to come in from police only. But this is something that it has been suspected to be that picture of the accused only for now. But yes, the official confirmation is something that is awaited, which we'll have to wait and see to what cops are going to confirm. But this picture is making a round for, as said, we'll have to wait for the official confirmation from the cops.
Right. I hope we are able to get that confirmation. So for now, we are not going to confirm. This is an image being circulated right now. We'll try not to speculate. Ritu, if you could bring us more details, though, of the incident itself as it took place on Saturday. I know quite a bit of politics took place in the state after, with the Congress leader D.K. Shivkumar coming out yesterday in the afternoon and saying that more clarity was needed. Could you tell us more about the politics we've seen since?
So the first point, what we are also learning for now is that, let me get back to what we were discussing earlier as well. So there's a high chances that he would be that suspected accused only in this whole Mangaluru blast that we're talking about. But as said, we'll have to wait for the officials' confirmation. But what our sources is saying that he is the same suspected accused of this blast, the passenger who had boarded this auto when this auto was coming from the Mangaluru railway junction side. But yes, there's one side of a confirmation that is awaited. But on the other hand, this whole incident that we're talking about, which took place at around 5:15 p.m. the earlier, just 2 days back, therein where this whole situation turned out to be in a very different manner, as with the significant developments that started coming out, in the time being therein. But yes, this is all that, a big nexus that we're talking about. There's also a big history to this whole incident as well. Now the cops are trying to understand which organization they were belonging to, which is the group that with whom they were working with, because this, of course, cannot be a one-person, a plan, but there will be many people and the organization as well linked to it, because somewhere we're discussing about the link with the Coimbatore incident as well. Also, the cops trying to understand which all organization or who all terrorists had taken up this kind of the blast. In fact, earlier as well in 2016 as well, you see there has been this pattern that we're talking about from the multiple Islamic terror organizations who had taken up this the low intensity blast in such a manner, only with these materials being used as well, whether it is about the blast that had taken place in the Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh or Kerala for that matter, or in the Karnataka's Mysuru court as well. So there might be certain pattern that would be followed, which organization had taken up such kind of have used such materials for the blast as well. So this is all that has been awaited. They are trying to learn all this as well, the common pattern of a similar incident taking place earlier in the India, or whether this is an organization which is actually being built here in the India, or there is from links from the overseas as well, who is trying to radicalize these youths, because all these youths that are that have been who have been arrested earlier as well are very young, and this suspected accused as well is just 24 years years old, who had rented house just 1.5 months earlier in the Mysuru, and therein also police had recovered from explosive materials too. So he had come to Mysuru and had told the owner of that rented house that he was there in the city to learn the mobile services. His SIM card as well has a lot of speculations around now. His ID card, had a lot of speculation around, which had now become clear that it was not his real identity card itself. But the police, is all right now taking up this investigation. There are more significant developments that we'll get to hear throughout the day today.
All right, Ritu, thank you for bringing us those details. Ritu, could you also share with us details about the IED that was reportedly used? I believe it was supposed to be, or it can be, when made correctly or executed correctly, it can be quite a complex device. Can you describe it to us and tell us what exactly went wrong?
See, so the first thing that we, the first point is that this particular passenger, now whom we have been seeing as in the suspected accused in this Mangalore blast, had in fact boarded the auto with a cover in his hand where inside was a pressure cooker. And the later point, what we also know is that while we were doing a ground report and where this explosion took place, we tried, moving around that location. We also realized that of a bad road structure, the bad structure of the road as well. So that's what you see, what the ADGP Alok Kumar too tried putting on a light also somewhere clearly says that how it turned out to be an accident. Explosion might be because of that road structure as well. Things might have went wrong with their planning and planning of preparing that whole circuit by placing it in between the matte material with the circuit, that material that we're seeing on the in the visuals, and the wires as well that have been used, and the Duracell batteries as well. So this is all that has been planned. But yes, there was fortunately no casualty that was reported, but this incident would have turned out to be in a very different way as well. But here there's a lot of questions that have been raised on the police as well, because you see in the September is when this two terrorists were been arrested by the cops, and then later point this particular suspected accused was absconding for a long time now. But the whole point, you see, one was been arrested from the Shivamogga, while another was arrested from the Mangalore itself. His another friend, the close aide of the suspected accused in this incident, was also being detained from Mangaluru for questioning to understand where he was and how he was absconding. But the whole point that is also that his location tracking or his presence was also seen in the Karnataka itself for a couple of months, and police still could not make out about whereabout of him, and all that was been planned in the state itself. So this is all that a big questions been raising on the police now. But yes, we'll have to see, more developments are likely to happen, more arrests are also likely to happen. We'll have to see, because you see the Alok Kumar yesterday while talking to media as well, the ADGP had also said that they have called 2 members for the questioning. Now we'll have to understand that who 2 members are. Now what our police sources are also confirming is that the one of them has been picked from the Mysuru too. Now what is the link of these 2 people who have been called for a questioning with the suspected accused, whether they were also behind it, or what are these likely developments as well? What was their bond? How did he come up? Who exactly helped him out with the travel and the locations too? So this is all that, a lot of speculations. But yes, official confirmation is something that we'll have to wait for, often with the information coming out. But throughout the day, there'll be a lot of other developments that we'll get to see in this incident.
All right. Okay, Ritu, thank you for bringing us those details. This is